Okay, so the year just started, but we already got one of the most unusual and weird films of the year. 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, directed by Nia DaCosta. And I gotta say, this movie is very weird, but I do mean this as a compliment. This is the fourth film in the 28 Days Later franchise. We got 28 Days Later in 2002, 28 Weeks Later in 2007, which I just watched for the first time last month, and honestly, terrible. Well, not terrible, but just so bland and by the numbers compared to the original. Then last summer, we got 28 Years Later, which came out 22 years after the first film, and now we have The Bone Temple, shot back-to-back with its predecessor. All of these are written by Alex Garland. Danny Boyle directed 28 Days Later and 28 Years Later. Now, Nia DaCosta, who did Candyman, Little Woods, and yes, The Marvels helmed The Bone Temple. When she was announced as director, I was skeptical. The Marvels is classic, bland, Marvel Studio slop trash. But DaCosta can't be blamed for that, because Marvel movies are products of producers and scripts. The director's voice rarely comes through. Here's the thing with The Bone Temple. This got a January 16th release date. That immediately told me the studio didn't have full confidence in it. January is the dump month. It's usually not a great sign. Think about it. This time last year, January 17th, we got Wolfman. That was the exact opposite kind of movie. By the numbers, studio garbage that was awful, ugly, and offered nothing new. Act 1, 2, 3, you knew everything that was coming. And earlier this month, we got Primate, which was a ridiculous horror movie, full of plot holes, just abhorrent, with so much wasted potential. But The Bone Temple is different. Compare this to when 28 Years Later came out last summer, right in the middle of a crowded blockbuster season. You had How to Train Your Dragon, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, Megan 2.0, all releasing around the same time. And honestly, 28 Years Later was better than all of them. They're all more bland and they have less to say. 28 Years Later is a zombie film, a mediation on death, a horror movie, a thriller. It's beautifully edited with fantastic action sequences and a very different visual approach. The Bone Temple is that, but it's quieter. It has a weird two-act structure that's honestly a bit unpredictable. If you're going into this looking for a standard zombie horror movie, you're not going to get that movie. This movie is strange and it's bold, and Alex Garland is doing something most movies wouldn't have the balls to do. It's crazy to think that for a fourth film in a franchise, this is probably one of the best fourth entries in any series. It's so confident, so assured, and on such a small scale that it ends up being fantastic. We follow two groups. First, there's Dr. Kelson, played by Ralph Fiennes, who's working at this ossuary memorial called the Bone Temple. He's interacting with an infected alpha named Samson, trying to understand if the virus can be treated. Then we're following the Jimmies, a cult-like gang led by Sir Lord Jimmy Crystal, played by Jack O'Connell. These guys are like a Clockwork Orange. They're torturing people, making sacrifices to Satan. It's disturbing. If the first 28 Days Later was about infection, panic, and fear, and the second one was about loss of innocence, this one is about cults, religious philosophy, terror, and how people accept fear in a post-apocalyptic world. And what I love about this is it never goes beyond what it sets itself up as. A standard Hollywood blockbuster would probably have Kelson deliver the cure, troops come in, zombies defeated in a big final fight. But this is such a small scale, and that's what works. There are these weird, disturbing moments that don't lead to anything massive or epic, but for what the story introduces, when these two halves finally clash, Kelson's quiet, esoteric section with Samson and the Jimmy's violent chaos, it all comes to head in a way that feels earned. And everyone's talking about, the final section of this movie. I don't want to give anything away, except that it's so weird and all over the place in tone, but it works because it feels so satisfying. It's been building up to this. I do want to emphasize this is not a traditional blockbuster. I don't think people are going to love it if you're just a fan of regular Marvel movies or you want to see whatever is playing at the theater. If you want a good, interesting experience, though, this is very good. It's a very unique horror movie. I'm not saying it's like Sinners, which is doing so much and is on a much larger scale. The Bone Temple is smaller, quieter, but it's so bold. We do need more bold movies. We need movies like this that, break through the mold and aren't typical. Traditional horror fans or general moviegoers might not be as interested in this, but that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's a very good movie because it's unique and different. If you're looking for something different, if you like weird horror, you will enjoy this. And guys, I love, slop movies. Like I just watched The Rip on Netflix. It was fine. Every now and then we need a easy to watch procedural that's well shot, well crafted, but it's nothing special. This is special and it is very different, and I want to support movies like this. Very weird and unique, and I just love how confident this is. I want more dark, weird movies. So go check out The Bone Temple, guys. It's excellent. I had a great time watching it, and let me know what you guys think and where it falls in the ranking of the 28 Days Later series. And thank you guys so much for watching.